Pay attention, the man just sprayed some water on the model. It rained heavily outside. Just now, the man accidentally found the mini town model. The model is just like the real town. Roadside houses, car placement, even the position of the streetlights is exactly the same. He found the knob switch of the model. Tighten and press down. It starts to work closely with the interior of the model. All the lights in the town are on. He looked up and down curiously. At the same time, he saw the church where he lived and saw him looking at himself. He picked up the kettle to try the glass. Then he sprayed himself a few times. As a result, it rained heavily when it was sunny outside. He can't believe it, thought it was a coincidence, so he sprayed on the house again. It rained heavily outside before he finished spraying. The sky is half sunny and half rainy. The people on the street were caught unprepared. The man opened the window and held out his hand. It turns out that all this is true. The next day, George came to the restaurant for dinner. The neighbors are all discussing the rain yesterday. Wonder why it rains only in the church. George on one side is complacent, so God's perspective is so cool. When chatting with the landlady, he learned that the economic situation in the town is not very good because the new mayor is selfish and greedy, only for his own benefit. Now the town is in a mess. The streets are dilapidated. Then he heard that the landlady was going to renovate the outer wall, so he immediately took notes. At night, he found the former restaurant in the model. Then he found a bottle of nail polish. Day 2. The exterior wall of the restaurant has taken on a new look. The landlady asked her son if he did it. The boy was also puzzled. Get the appreciation of the neighbors. George decided to change the town. On the way, he saw an old man fall to the ground. After talking, he learned that this road has been broken for a long time and has not been repaired. Many of them have advised the mayor. The suggestion boxes are full and nobody cares. Look at the overflowing letters. George had a bold idea. The man picked up the bone and put it on the model. Next second, the bone appears next to Husky. See, such a big bone. The dog also looks puzzled. Just now, George took the town suggestion box home. He opened the letter, ready to help people in the town fulfill their wishes. The first is to repair potholes in the road. He came to the model and pressed it with the kneaded dough. The road surface is smooth again. Then straighten the trash can. Clean up the streets of the town. Uproot the disordered trees. At this time, the dog kept yelling. George thought he was hungry. He threw a bone at the dog. Just a few hours. He will finish all the suggestions put forward by people. Day 2. The neighbors began to praise the changes in the town. The originally lifeless town has been revitalized. Heard these words, George smiled with satisfaction. When shopping in the supermarket, he heard the boss and a woman talking about it. Both thought it was the mayor's conscience. George was very angry, but this thing cannot let others know, so he didn't say anything. Until this day, people held a thank you meeting for the mayor in the church. Thank him for everything he did for the town, and the mayor had the cheek to admit it, and also emphasized the next election. George became more and more angry. He made all the changes himself, and the credit was taken by the selfish mayor, so he picked up a stone on the ground, looked at the mayor's sports car nearby. At night, George looked at the red car on the model. He took out a stone and slowly released his hand. Day 2. The mayor's car was smashed into scrap metal. He yelled at everyone, saw the boy draw the scene, so he blamed it all on the boy. See the residents away from him. Just set up a good image and then ruined it. The mayor immediately changed his attitude. He claims he doesn't care about a car. Will continue to make the town better. The shameless speech was soon applauded by the masses. At night, George was too angry to eat, so he put a spider on the mayor's way home. Men walking down the street. He looked up. A huge spider appeared in front of him. The man fell to the ground in fear. The spider crept forward quickly. When the spider opened its big mouth to eat him, it suddenly disappeared. There were only men in the street who were still in shock. George looked at the spider in the jar and the mayor on the model. He was secretly delighted. After lecturing the mayor, George decided to transform the town, so he worked overtime to install more lighting equipment for the town. The town lights up at once, but he didn't know, because the power consumption increases. The power system soon went down. All the residents of the town gathered in the church. They want the mayor to do something. The mayor said he had reported it, but it will take weeks to recover. People don't accept the mayor's words. How to keep warm without air conditioning in summer? Residents began to doubt. The mayor didn't do the changes in the town before. At last, they surrounded the mayor. The scene is out of control, so George boldly stood up, said he did all this to make people believe. He lit the match. Then the wood in the crowd burned. George told the crowd he just wants to make the town better. He didn't think it would cause a power outage. He promised that he would fix it as soon as possible. At night, the mayor broke in with his assistant. See this model in front of him? Greed came to mind again. Then he ordered his men to move the model. George went up immediately to stop them. They accidentally knocked down the model in the fight, although it brought disaster to the town. Fortunately, there were no casualties. Unexpectedly, the ring George dropped was magnified several times. With it, the town will take on a new look.